me on all the way through to that's my nigga. So it was like we was lusting and fucking, and now you my nigga. And I don't really know nothing about your nigga, but you my nigga. And I'm your bitch. And he want loyalty, and I want loyalty from him. He better not talk to them hoes, I better not talk to no niggas, and we locked in. And then now when life is happening, when we going through stuff with money, when he feeling some type of way, or I am, this is when we really learn one another. So now it's like I'm meeting the real him after we already done told each other and the world and social media, because I put you on the story, nigga, so we go together. Like, we got everybody invested in this shit. So now when we see it, like, well, damn, me and him ain't really compatible with the feelings part. I don't even offer him a safe space. Don't really give a fuck. I fuck nigga don't know how to process his feelings, and he probably feel like I'm loud and overly aggressive, and this ain't going nowhere. We're trying to force it to work. So now I'm telling him how he should act. He telling me how I should act in an effort to just get each other to be each other's cup of tea. When that's not how relationships are supposed to work. As you go through these stages, by the time we reach the courting stage, I should be able to allow you to be yourself around me, and I'm okay with that. The good, the bad, the ugly, the fucked up shit, the generational curses he's still trying to fix, the stuff I'm still trying to fix. We've seen it, and we decided where I'm at in my life, I can work with that. Because he ain't going to be perfect, and I'm not either. And this is what we miss about relationships. And it stems back to, in the dating stage, as we do these 8 dates, I need to have a intention or some level of attention on getting to know him as a man, just as a person, not trying to change him. When you're dating, I'm trying to be around him and let him be him. I want everything to hang out. I want to see the good and the bad. I want to see this before we living together. I'm on the lease, he paying the light bill, I'm paying the water bill, we splitting the rent. I want to know you before that. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm at an age where most women...
Hey y'all, it's Amaya the American checking in again. Today I'm going to be talking about my experience when I got to see Love Dorsey live when she came here to Atlanta on November 5th. So, on November 5th, Love Dorsey came to Atlanta. She had a live event. It was a life-changing experience that gave me more confidence in my self-growth journey. The other ladies that attended were very positive and in good spirits. When we were out standing in line before we got to go into the venue, all the ladies greeted each other and shared where they were from, and they showed so much enthusiasm to congregate and meet other women in the self-growth journey. And I definitely understand it was exciting because most of the people who are around us that we may interact with on a day-to-day basis were not, on the same page or going through the journeys at the same time. Some people have their different periods that they go through, and some people don't like to invest in themselves to improve themselves, which, is fine. So that's why it's nice when you meet other women who we all have that in common, that we're trying to change ourselves and become better women. Love's energy was so strong, vibrant, and positive. You could feel it when she walked in the room and she started talking. It was just like you could feel the light shining off from her, and it just, projected around the room to everybody. It was nice. She was very attentive, gave everyone a chance to speak, and answered questions. And she made sure she answered everybody's questions, about all the different topics that we had talked about. The topics that we had talked about are some of the same topics that she has Zooms about, and about, some of the videos that you may see surfacing around YouTube with her talking in them are the things that she talked about, which, some of them, I'll just give you a few, was relationships, budgeting, generational curses, co-parenting, and multiple streams of income. The audience there was very engaged. They talked about their situations and areas that they struggled in or problems, asked, specific questions pertaining to their specific situations, and, how they're able to go about things so that they may change some things in their lives. It was kind of like going to a self-growth church or something, because we listened to music in the beginning when we got there before she came out, and then afterwards we had refreshments. So it was kind of like, it's like we went to Love Dorsey church. Okay. And now I just want to talk about the things that make her different from other life coaches and therapists that I've seen, because of course I do watch and listen to different people, because different people have different methods that they use, to get information out, or strategies that they may use. But for her, I could definitely say that she is very different from the other people. Some things that I love about her that really helped me on my journey was the fact of me having to realize that I am not a victim of any situations that I chose to involve myself in. Even, being in narcissistic relationships was because of me, things that I needed to change within myself, because I can't change the other person or just target this one group of people and say, oh, these people are just awful and I can't believe they did this to me, because there are so many other coaches and therapists out here that, they give good information, but they kind of put me under the impression that these other people with these different personality styles are just awful and they need to change, and it's just them, and they just highlight the problem more than the solution. Like, if you work on yourself and increase your emotional intelligence, you don't have to be concerned about like narcissists or psychopaths or sociopaths, because you've built up enough boundaries and self-esteem about yourself, and you learn how to maneuver around people who do have different personality traits and stuff. You're able to pick those traits out, identify those, so that you prevent yourself from even making yourself emotionally vulnerable to those types of people in the first place. And I feel like that most of the other therapists don't really teach accountability with us in our role in allowing that. Like, hey, we could sit and there's so many videos surfacing around about, narcissists and narcissism. Like, it is sickening, because there's so many narcissists, and you should learn how to interact with different people. You can't just be like, oh my gosh, it's a narcissist. Like, oh my gosh, it's a devil walking down the street. Like, it's just crazy to me how I feel like it has just been blown out of proportion. But it's like those types of people, I feel like, be playing on your emotions too, thinking that you need to be feeling all this stuff like, oh yeah, let's keep bashing these one group of people out, or whoever we feel like is this. And yeah, it is crazy. It's just crazy to me. I love her delivery method. I love all the cursing and dramatic expressions. I feel like it makes me feel connected. It makes me feel like I'm just talking to a homegirl, just because it's like a part of my culture. And some people, may have a problem with that, because they may be like, oh, cussing. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen. And so you shouldn't even, I don't even go on people's pages who and watch videos about stuff I don't like just so I could comment and be like, oh, well, I have something, this and this to say. So I don't even understand why people are doing it. If you don't like it, you can go, there's plenty of other people teaching. You should go find them. But I love her delivery. I like listening to somebody. I can learn from you, and you have a sense of humor. It's not just all serious. I like that she was not bougie or anything. She makes you feel comfortable around her with just being yourself, even if you may be going through some things, even if you may not have as much. She definitely is not one of those types of people, because some of the people, other coaches and stuff that you may see, you know, they're a little over the top. Some people do like push other people down who might not have as much, you know, as them. So it was definitely great. She inspired me to read books and do workbooks to learn myself and acknowledge my good and bad traits, because she's always talking about researching, looking up studies for psychology. So I like going to Barnes and Noble, and I get books out of the self-improvement section all the time on different areas and topics of things that I feel like I need to work on. The biggest problem that I had in my life was boundaries. It's setting boundaries, and, you know, not understanding how that works with respect. Because, you know, you want respect over being liked. Like, some people they want to be liked so much they'll let somebody drag them all over the damn world just because, oh, I need your validation, and not seeking other people's validation and stuff. Like, you can be your own person. I feel like I'm very like strong-willed to get out of situations I feel like are unhealthy, or stop dealing with people that I feel like are detrimental to my mental or emotional well-being. And also, she inspired me to start to, you know, put my all into my YouTube channel. I had been saying that I was going to start a YouTube channel for years. I think it was at least like 5 years or so that I had been saying that I was going to do it. And I remember I posted a video and didn't post, I think, for like a year or so. It might be my fear that held me back from doing it. I was afraid of what people might think about me, and I was afraid of like the privacy of my life, because I don't like sharing a lot of stuff that I have, well, as far as my private life. So I understand that I can still do what I want to do and still, you know, have a balance of my privacy also. So, you know, it's great. I feel more confident and comfortable with coming out here and speaking to you all. Actually, it's kind of therapeutic, because I keep a lot of stuff in that I wish I could say or have people to talk to, because the other people in my life, they're not going through what I'm going through right now. So I don't have anybody that I could just call and talk to these things about. Some people have been so negative about the self-growth journey. Especially, I notice people in my life who got more of the little narcissistic traits hate that. They hate that I listen to Love Dorsey. They're all, oh my gosh. I had one person that was like, oh, why would you listen to somebody that be saying the B word and the N word? And I was like, it's the message. But I'm like, you're just a crappy person anyways. You shouldn't even be talking about anybody. But it is crazy. It is. But they all have something to say. Or most of them, all of them would say, oh, that stuff you should know. You should know that. And I'm like, oh, I've been thinking like we should know that, but look how you act and how you treat people. You don't know any of that, evidently. So I don't even pay them no mind or try to argue with them. I just be like, you can think what you want to. You can follow whatever you want to. You think you got it all together. You keep on thinking that. The way that you be trying to manipulate, control people, we know that you are not on that. Because that's not what she talks about. Well, that's not what any person who's teaching you skills for self-improvement would teach you to act or do the things that you do to people. So that's how that goes. And I definitely do recommend attending her Zooms and events if you ever get a chance to, because I definitely will go back to another event whenever she has another event somewhere. And I definitely will attend more Zooms. I have attended 2 of her Zooms. I did, gosh, I'm sitting up here trying to think now. I know I did the budgeting Zoom. And yeah, I did the budgeting Zoom and how to love a black man. And I did, gosh, I can't even remember what the other Zoom was. But I did 2 Zooms, but I do want to do more. So, of course, I'm going to be on the lookout for those. And I guess that's all for today, you guys, that I have to talk about Love Dorsey. If anybody else got to meet her or anything, you're welcome to share your experiences. I hope everyone that's going along on their journeys or that's going through stuff, I hope that you have a good support system, or just know that you got us people here on social media, even though I might be further away from you, that you have support over here. Okay, 'cause the self-growth journey, it can be lonely, but it is important that you are not isolating yourself or feel like you need to isolate yourself. Like, get out, go to some events, go take a class to learn how to do a new skill or something that you've never done before, or something that you've always wanted to learn, so you can go meet different people, positive people who are passionate. Make sure you set goals for yourself. That's one thing that I learned that she always tells people to do, is always have goals. Always be growing. No matter what you go through, you have to be consistent. Do not stop. Do not get in a relationship and throw all your goals down the drain, or don't have any goals because you just be so wrapped up into somebody else's life. Like, nobody's life is supposed to be that way. Even when you're in a relationship, don't let yourself go. You're fabulous. All right, so I guess I'm checking out now.